Hello friends, this is Dr. Antoine Yongeko, Doctor in International Entrepreneurship, General Managing Director of Elan Consult, which is a company specialized in capacity building, auditing, bookkeeping, and data analysis. In this video, I'm going to show you another method which can help you to increase your knowledge in decision making. It is another method among multi-criteria decision methods that I have presented. You remember many methods. This method was proposed by Deng in 1989. When we talk about Grey system, it is a system where there is a lack of information, and this method allows us to take account or to include this uncertainty of really based on lack of information. And this method also was proposed so as to help or to assist managers or policymakers to improve the way they make their decision. And I'm going to show you the processes or the steps of this method also. It may seem more complicated when you compare to other methods, but slowly you will understand the process or the steps of this method. Remember, in my previous videos, I have presented weighted sum model, weighted product model, evaluation based on distance from average solution, others, meet objective optimization on the basis of simple ratio analysis, MOSTRA, technique for order preference by similarity to ideal solution, TOPSIS, preference selection index PSI, additive ratio and assessment ARAS, VCOR, meet objective optimization on the basis of ratio analysis MORA, and I have presented the complex proportional assessment COPLAS. Now friends, you remember we are working on the same decision matrix, and I told you the importance of working on the same matrix is to compare our methods to see whether they can propose different solution or different alternative. And the problem here we have is car selection. We have many cars, but we need to find one car we have to buy, for instance, based on these 6 criteria. And as you see here, our criteria were divided in 2 groups: beneficial attributes and non-beneficial attributes. Beneficial attributes are those criteria for which we need the highest value, or the higher the better, and non-beneficial attributes are those attributes or those criteria that we need the lowest value. For instance, fuel consumption or price, we need a car with lowest price and lower fuel consumption. Now we have also weight for each criteria, which indicates the importance of each criteria in our final decision making of buying or not. And the next thing, friends, we need to find a minimum and a maximum value, because those values will allow us to make our decision matrix normalization. I will show you the formula, but first let's find minimum value and the maximum value for each criteria. Here, sorry, I can copy this formula in all laws for all criteria. Here minimum, I select these values like this. I copy this formula in our cell like this, friends. And here I need the maximum value, max. I just have to select my criteria here like this. Then I copy this formula in our cells. Okay, friends. Now I finished to identify those values, which will help me to make the matrix normalization. Now this is the formula. For beneficial criteria, what I have to do, I take each value minus the minimum value divided by maximum value minus minimum value. For non-beneficial criteria, I will consider maximum value minus the value of the criteria divided by maximum value minus minimum value. This is the formula. That's why I have calculated those value before. This is beneficial attributes. We have a quality, condition, and security. Now I have to take, you see the formula, the value for beneficial criteria. I take each value minus minimum, this value, minus minimum value. So the formula, minimum value, which will be fixed, divided maximum value, this value, which will be fixed, minus minimum value, which will be fixed, like this, and I press enter. Now I can copy this formula for beneficial criteria on reference. You must make sure that the way you have arranged your criteria allows you to copy the formula, because when, for instance, this here there is non-beneficial, I cannot copy the formula like this. Now I'm going to do the same for the normalization for non-beneficial criteria. You see I consider maximum value. I will consider the maximum value. Look here, the first is here, the first non-beneficial criteria. I consider the maximum value, which will be fixed, minus actual value, close parenthesis, divided by maximum value. Let's open parentheses, and I fix this value, and also minus minimum value, like, which would be fixed, close the parentheses, press enter. Now I can copy this formula in for non-beneficial criterion, and I can drag down the formula like this. Now, friends, I need to find maximum and the minimum value in our normalized decision matrix. This value will help me to calculate what we call deviation sequence. Max, here, max, here, max. I copy this formula here. I found the minimum value equal mean. I need this minimum value like this. Now I can copy this formula like this for friends. Now this value allows me to calculate the deviation sequence, which I will take maximum value minus each value. Maximum value minus each value, like this formula. Maximum value I calculated minus each value of our decision matrix. Here, for instance, friends, you see I take like this maximum value, this value can be fixed, minus each value, which will change. This will change. I press enter, and I can copy this formula or in all my matrix. This is what I call deviation sequence. Next, I will calculate maximum value and minimum value also, which will allow me to calculate the coefficient equal maximum, like in these values, like this, friends. I can copy this formula like this. I will next calculate the minimum value here in this matrix. I press enter. I can just copy the formula. Now this value allows me to calculate the Grey Relational Coefficient. Now you see the formula here, minimum value, which this minimum plus This distinction coefficient is considered is 0.5 multiplied by this maximum divided by each value here from these values. You see these values, all of these values, and plus this 0.5 multiplied by the maximum value. This is how we calculate a Grey Relational Coefficient. Now you see, friends, equal minimum value, this one, which will move, I can fix it, plus, look friends, plus 0.5, this one, 0.5 multiplied by maximum value, this value, which can also move. I will fix it, and I can just close this for parentheses, add the parentheses like this, divided by each value in our sequence matrix, deviation sequence matrix here, this value, like this, plus, look the formula, plus 0.5 parentheses 0.5 multiplied by maximum value. This can be fixed, you know, like this. I close this parentheses. Look, I see. Let's see if I have closed all parentheses. This thing that I closed all parentheses. I press enter. Now I can copy this formula in all for all criteria like this. And to calculate this Grey Relational Analysis coefficient, what I will do, I will consider this value, the summation of these values, divided by the number of criteria. Now we have criteria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal 1 divided. It means it's the mean only. The mean for this car. Multiplied by the sum of these values. It is just, you see, it is the mean value. Now we can drag down the formula, and now you see the values we have, and now I can rank those values. Equal rank this value from this matrix like this, but I have to fix this matrix by pressing F4, so like this, F4, and I can copy this formula. Okay, friends, now as you can see, this method concludes that car 5 also can be bought, as it is considered to offer the best conditions. Like all these methods I have presented, now 11 methods that I presented indicate that car 5 can be bought. There is no discordance on the conclusion of buying car 5. Now, friends, you see I have shown many methods that can improve the way you make a decision. You are free to choose method that you can use, but what I advise you is to use many methods and try to compare the results, whether you have same conclusion or you have the same proposition. And friends, now I finished my presentation. I remind you that you can get a certificate when you have followed my videos, and you have just to pass exam or an evaluation to make sure that you have followed them and you understand my methods. Not my method, but the methods proposed in my videos. We can discuss the way you can be examined. And if you like this video, share it, and also I invite you to subscribe to my channel, not to miss the next videos I will share with you. Okay, friends, thank you for having seen my video. For next video, bye.